Yeah.
I guess. I've only done 167. Hey, Joe, are we going with Boys Are Back in Town when we come out? Thank you. I meant to ask you that just...
Wrestling Federation. I'm Jim Ross. I'll be your host for the next 60 minutes. Freebird Michael P.S. Hayes will provide the color commentary. Ladies and gentlemen, we've just seen some exciting footage from last week and what I term as the most physically intense battle between two of the biggest men in pro wrestling, Hacksaw Duggan and the one-man gang.
Undoubtedly, and it's not over yet for sure. But you know what? Last week, we were ripped off that maniac. You know, they didn't make him quit wrestling. He didn't retire. They made him quit wrestling. That's what happened because he's a maniac. Bill Watts comes out there with a ball bat. Then Buddy beats Terry Taylor. Then they change it, give the title back to Terry Taylor. I'll tell you what, you're pushing us a little bit too far. But I'm going to let it go for right now because we've got a lot of things coming up. We're premiering our follow-up hit single from Bad Street USA to our new single, The Boys Are Back in Town. We were lucky enough and nice enough to let the cameras come to the studio and let you people see how it was recorded with Ricky Medlock, Ricky Phillips, Jimmy Papa. On top of that, we've got a feature on Dark Journey and Missy.
I had the occasion to be with them last week, both those ladies, obviously. And
oh, I guess you think you're lucky, don't you?
Well, it was a very good duty, I will say. And
yeah, did you tell her to quit calling me Dark Journey?
No, I didn't mention that. We also will have the Sheepherders in this program. And Mike, let's address something else. Cowboy Bill Watts and a mystery partner against the Freebirds in this hour.
Yeah, you know why it's mystery partner? Because he can't find nobody. We got rid of Dr. Death. Ted DiBiase knew that we got Dr. Death, but we were going for him, so he's running hightailed it. He's scared. They're talking about fining us and suspending us for what we did. Hey, why are you going to suspend us? You scared? Huh? You scared of the boys from Bad Street? Because we are back in town. Nobody messes with Bam Bam, the Universal Heavyweight Champion. Nobody messes with the Birds. I'm still ticked off about Buddy's ripoff.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll address these situations and many more concerning the Universal Wrestling Federation as this hour progresses. But now, let's go to ring announcer Mike Wilson.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing 225 pounds from Vicksburg, Mississippi, Ken Massey.
Tell you what, Jim Ross, last week we didn't hear anything from Eddie Gilbert, and that makes me wonder because, you know, he's always got something on his mind. Look at that, an arm drag by the Blade Runner, Sting. I didn't know he knew a wrestling move. I knew he knew how to pose his arm. Anyway, Eddie Gilbert being quiet last week might be the calm before the storm. He might have something up his sleeve because the man is not going to take the humiliation that was dealt out to him. Watts ran his Russians off. Of course, he can't run us off. I said that from the beginning. Good move by Massey. Sting shot him off, and Massey went right back to the headlock. You know, I got to give it to Ken Massey. He's another one of those guys that's good backward suplex. That's a way to get out of that headlock. Another one of those guys that comes out here and tries, and sometimes he doesn't always win, but he got a victory in his hometown, Vicksburg, Mississippi. Of course, we were there in the main event and sold it out. Good body slam by Sting. But it just goes to show you, if you keep trying and keep pursuing, you might get it. Suplex. I don't think he's going to get no win this time.
We're seeing a lot of new things from Sting, the Blade Runner.
That's what I'm saying. Eddie might have just had him training all last week. A lot of wrestling moves. Look at that, a drop kick. You see that? Eddie Gilbert is up to something. He doesn't lay quiet unless he's doing something. And he's teaching this guy more wrestling moves. Good clothesline. You see, combine that power with wrestling. I don't care how much you can bench press, how much you can squat. It's the wrestler. And it's the best wrestler that'll win. Uh-oh, he's going to press slam him. Boom, dropped him right on the gut. I think Massey's had it.
He's tremendously strong. Blade Runner Sting.
Off the ropes. Good press. No need to even hook the leg. 1, 2, 3. That's it.
A very impressive victory for Sting. Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert has set him to school. It looks like he's graduated here on the Universal Wrestling Federation. There you see Hot Stuff and Sting. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back with Chavo Guerrero in action after this timeout.
And it's the Michael Hayes and the Bad Street Band. That's easy to remember.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing from Libya at 275 pounds, from Libyan.
Well, there you see the Libyan, 275 pounds, and Chavo Guerrero. Proudly from El Paso, Texas, is Chavo Guerrero. It'll be...
He might be proud, but I would be proud to be from Libya and say that my country was ran by Omar Gaddafi.
His opponent from El Paso, Texas, is 220.
See, I really don't like anybody.
Chavo Guerrero. This match once more, 10-minute time limit.
One fall, the 10-minute time limit. Don't forget now, ladies and gentlemen, coming up later in the hour, I'll file a special report on the Dark Journey Missy Hyatt situation.
Well, especially after last week.
That was a very enjoyable couple of days.
Yeah, I'll bet it was for you. You remind me of that type of guy. But, you know, that was a great match that was going on. I don't know that they should have been disqualified. Hollywood John Tatum and Jack Victory, just when they had the Fantastics going, the referee disqualified the match. We could have had a title change. Then Dark Journey and the Missing Link come in there, and there's nothing done. Nobody mentions a suspension, a fine, or nothing. They come down. They had no business being there. And she still ain't got no business calling me. Now, either you tell her about it or I'll go tell her about it.
Chavo,
good move.
He's quick. He's lightning quick. Side headlocks now executed by Chavo Guerrero. We saw Chavo here last week against Gustavo Mendoza in a very impressive victory. He's up against a much bigger man this week in the Libyan, quite obviously.
He sure is. He beat one foreigner last week. See what he can do this week. Good turnbuckle by the Libyan. Good high backdrop. This Libyan has a lot of talent. Good elbow. Going for the pin. Not hooking the leg. Not hooking the leg. See, Gaddafi don't train him right. Forearm smash across the back. At least he is staying to the back. That backdrop had to hurt Chavo along with the turnbuckle. He's got him back in the corner. Forearm smash across the chest. Go for the pin, man. Go for the pin. Get your man on the mat and keep him down. Another good forearm smash. Uh-oh. Guerrero turning around. Good.
Reversing it.
What a forearm uppercut. Boom. I think that's to the throat, though. Did you see the spit come out of his mouth? And what a monkey flip. A 275-pound man. And now he's going to fight fire with fire. See that? Here comes that Latin temper.
You should be the last guy to talk about fines and suspensions, as far as I'm concerned.
Hey.
After what you guys have done?
I can talk about anything I want to, because I'm 1/3 of the best tag team that ever walked the face of the earth. Beat them all, beat the Von Erichs, beat the Road Warriors, beat up Bill Watts, beat up Jim Duggan, beat up Dr. Death, Ted DiBiase. The list goes on, and there, boy, you almost had the pin.
I think you know why you're not being fined or suspended, don't you? The cowboy is going to settle it in a squared circle, not a court of law, not in a boardroom,
well,
in the ring.
He needs to make up his mind whether he's going to be a president, a referee, a wrestler, or just somebody else for us to beat up.
He's made his mind up. I don't think there's any doubt in anybody's mind what his intentions are. No doubt about that.
Yo, it's his fault. He's the one that signed the contract. He's the one that signed the $1 million contract to bring the Birds in here.
The Libyan looked to me like a thumb to the throat there. Chavo Guerrero.
With a chop. Now there's a closed right hand. Totally illegal. And what is Tommy Gilbert doing about it? Not one thing. There's that side kick again.
Right to the solar plexus. There's no air left in that big man.
He's climbing to the top. What's he? Monkey flip. The Libyan charged him. Guerrero was waiting. There it is. Reverse cradle with the legs on top. He's got him hooked. I think he pulled the trunks. I think he pulled the trunks, Jim Ross.
I don't think so.
I believe so. I wish we could look at that again. I don't think it was necessary, but I think he pulled the trunks to get the victory.
El Paso's finest, Chavo Guerrero with a victory, and we'll have that special report on Dark Journey and Missy Hyatt when we come back from this from UWF.
Can we program Dallas again? Is there a week?
12, no, yeah.
How about Memphis too then, right?
Yeah. Let's see, 12, 19, yeah.
Okay.
You can, without saying dates, because we don't want to use dates because the dates are shit, we can say that this Friday night in Memphis and a week from Sunday in Dallas, if you want to be that. But everybody knows it's coming up. You know, I mean, you know, on the program, the Reunion Arenas.
Yeah, that's all we need to say. We'll leave the dates alone.
Yeah, one deal I'm using that pitch on Reunion is that there's over 40 participants there.
Yeah, biggest card ever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Over 40 participants. Biggest card in the history. 12 matches, 3 title matches, over 40 people on the card. To what?
I can't hear him.
Yeah. Michael, they're going to introduce Garrett. Make sure the guy at ringside knows, the announcer knows to do Gary Young and Brett Sawyer first.
Yeah, we'll pitch
and
that.
then when he introduces them, I'll throw this interview real fast.
Get out there. Just get out there. Smart ass.
Fantastics.
What we're saying is it's 2 mile matches to have them on TV anymore. That's what their interview's supposed to be about.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first from Houston, Texas, to 240 pounds, Gary Young. And from St. Petersburg, Florida, 225 pounds, Sawyer.
Ladies and gentlemen, just moments ago, we took our cameras into the Sheepherders dressing room, and this is what they had to say. I'll tell you this, it's like feast or famine for victory. He's around the beautiful Missy Hyatt, and then he's back in the company of the Sheepherders. That's about from one end of the spectrum to the other. About as far as you can get. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, that's one thing I would agree with you, Helium Head. But, you know, there's one thing I wanted to say. I also agree with the Sheepherders. I don't think it's fair that they can't wrestle the Fantastics because UWF decided their matches are too bloody, they're too gory to put on TV. Hey, the place to show your stuff is on television, and if people think that the Fantastics and Sheepherders feud is over, then they're sadly mistaken. Because these guys have got one thing on their mind, and that's taking those belts, but they're not the only ones that's got on their mind. We wouldn't mind having them, and when we decide to take them, we will. And I also know that Jack Victory and Hollywood John Tatum felt that they had him going last week, and they deserve another shot.
Luke Williams. Crazy Luke now, and Brett Wayne Sawyer reversing it on Luke. I don't know if the place to hit him is in the head. I don't know if there's anything there.
That's true. Whoa, good move. Went for a turnbuckle, reversed it. Sawyer was ready, took the foot. Well, it seems to be doing something by hitting him in the head. Knee to the gut. Another knee to the gut. Snap mare. Knee right across the chest. Cover him. Hooked his leg. Smart move. Of course, that came from that amateur background. Tagged to Gary Young. Now, Gary Young got a victory last week. Boom, that's illegal. That's illegal. Side headlock and hip lock takeover. Thing there, though, they had Crazy Luke going. You don't stop it now. There's a tag to Butch. And they've got him tied up on their side of the field. They got him down there over on their side. And in their corner, man, that's like having somebody driving at your 10-yard line. Good knee to the gut. As I've always said, if you take the wind out of the man, he can't breathe. All he can do is panic while he gets beat up. There's Jack Victory.
Well, we've got this tag team situation. We have more tag team action coming your way. Does it bother you? Do you know Cowboy Bill Watts and the Freebirds, and it's not that much longer. I noticed. Well, I've been looking at my watch.
I'll tell you what, I'm fixing to go get ready. I know Bam Bam's ready, and I'm sure he's found somebody by now. If he was the real man and cowboy that everybody around here and all around the country and world thinks he is, he'd face up and tell us. I mean, it's not really fair that we have to go in there and not be preparing to wrestle somebody because we don't know who he's bringing.
Well, you'll find out in due time, the same time we will, this a little bit later in this hour. In the meantime, Butch Miller buries that right hand into the ribs of Gary Young, and likewise from Crazy Luke.
As a matter of fact, I'll tell you what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to go talk to Terry. I'm going to get loosened up for this match. I'm sure the Sheepherders got things under control. Whether they do or not is irrelevant to me. I'm going to take care of the Cowboy. Bam Bam's going to take care of him right here on national television. And hey, I'm just going to go get ready. I'm tired of you, and I'm tired of everything.
Well, that suits me just fine, ladies and gentlemen. Michael Hayes now leaving our vantage point here, leaving this area. Doesn't hurt my feelings any. Butch Miller viciously throwing Gary Young into those turnbuckles. Michael Hayes did bring out a couple of good points. Don't ever think that the situation between the Fantastics and the Sheepherders is over. But I think some good judgment was used by Universal Wrestling Federation by not having any matches on television. At least it cools down somewhat. And now the tag is made. Brett Sawyer in there against Crazy Luke of the Sheepherders. And Sawyer buries the right hand into the midsection. The fine young athlete, Brett Wayne Sawyer. And the Sheepherders thrown together. Sawyer's drop kick sent both Sheepherders flying to the mat. Sawyer went for another drop kick, but to no avail. They've just double clotheslined Gary Young. Brett Sawyer had things going his way, but now they're double teaming him. They've double teamed that young man. He had it going his way until he missed a drop kick, and the double team tactics of the Sheepherders pays off once again. They are tough. You can look at their faces. They are extremely tough, and they're obsessed by beating this great American team, the Fantastics, for the UWF Tag Team titles. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back with some great action featuring Koko, Ware, and Rick Steiner, and a very special video after this timeout. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to introduce an 8-year veteran. Okay, well, we're waiting on Colonel Frank here. Captain Frank.
See, I was a naval lieutenant, which was the equivalent to an Army captain.
I'm sorry.
So that's why Gary didn't want a naval officer. He wanted
We need a 2-shot here because Frank's on the scene.
Yes.
There he is.
Oh, hello.
Frank, now we're going to look up the camera here, baby. We're going to come on and we're going to intro a piece about the deal. I'll welcome you here. We're going to, you know, sabadai. Then I want you to hit something at them when we come out. We'll discuss that in a moment.
Like what?
I'll tell you here in a minute. All right.
Okay.
Are we ready?
We got Steiner.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right. Thanks very much for staying with us, everybody. Jim Ross, along with Frank Dusek, back at ringside with you. We've got a lot more action coming your way, including Koko Ware versus Rick Steiner. But, Frank, I want your comments on something, but let's watch it together. We're going to recap the recent events involving Cowboy Bill Watts, Dr. S.D. Williams' injury, and then you're going to hear some very special comments I think you're going to be most interested in. Listen to this. All right. The deal, the family's made comments about Dad getting back and kicking ass.
Yeah.
And so a generic deal. The cowboy means business. The family knows what the consequences are, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And it's war. So I'll let you do that.
All right.
If you don't mind.
No, I'll be glad to.
All right. What more can you say, Frank?
I think it's clear, you know, the family's accepted the fact that the Cowboy's back in, and he's back in here to stay. He means business. They've awakened the sleeping tiger. The family's behind him. That just is the green light to the Cowboy to do what he needs to do to get the job done.
It's war, ladies and gentlemen, and now let's go to the ring in our next great match.
From Detroit, weighing 260 pounds, Rick Steiner.
And that music can mean only one thing. The double tough individual from Union City, Tennessee, and he's coming home Friday night to the Mid-South Coliseum. I can't wait to see the Birdman in action. They all love Koko Ware, except his opponents when they get that drop kick right in the face.
I'll tell you what, when Koko B. Ware walks down that main street, Memphis, Tennessee, they hang from the rafters for him, don't they? They all know and love the Birdman. Look at him. Mr. Excitement right there.
Well, they say dynamite comes in small packages. I think that young man there is certainly a testimony to that fact.
There's no doubt about it. He's as explosive as any individual there is in the sport today, Jim Ross, without a doubt.
Here's some great music in the background. We'll hear more music a little bit later in the hour, a premiere video from the forthcoming album, Rebel Rock. The boys are back in town. Michael Hayes and the Bass Street Band. We'll have that later in this hour. And then who will be Cowboy Bill Watts' partner? We're going to find that out in this hour as well, because the Cowboy it's contagious.
It sure is, isn't it? A little of that blue-eyed soul there.
That's it. But the Freebirds, I was missing Michael Hayes and Terry Gordy against Cowboy Bill Watts, and a big question mark on my sheet. I cannot wait for that one, but we've got a great match up here. We've got a young man, Rick Steiner.
What a powerfully built individual. As strong an upper body as any man in the sport today. And that hip toss right there, if you'll notice, Jim Ross, was done with less leverage and more strength. Most people set the hip in deeper. They use the leverage of the man's upper body to toss him over. He just used that massive shoulder and tricep strength and lifted him up and over.
He's a young man from right outside Detroit, Michigan, went to school, University of Michigan. And the folks up in Lansing watching Universal Wrestling Federation night, we want to welcome you aboard with us here this fine Friday night.
One of the 100+ stations on the UWF television network, we might add. You know, I don't know how you do it, Jim Ross, putting up with Michael Hayes all the time. He cries so much about this and that. I'll bet you his tea kettle doesn't whistle. I bet you it cries.
Well, they say patience is a virtue, so maybe I'm developing some in my later years here.
Well, we'll talk about that another time.
Koko Ware, ladies and gentlemen, and Rick Steiner, two superbly conditioned athletes here on the Universal Wrestling Federation.
Koko's got that low center of gravity that, whoa!
What a power slam.
Right there is what I'm talking about, that low center of gravity. He was able to get up underneath the big man, Steiner, use his momentum, use his weight to get him up and over, and not a press slam, but a power slam. Experience, agility, mobility, hostility, it's all right there, Jim Ross.
I don't think that Steiner exhibited or saw any activity like he just witnessed and felt in the Big Ten tournament when he was wrestling for the blue and gold of old Michigan U. And I certainly don't mean any disrespect to that tremendous institution. What a football program Bo Schembechler has assembled there, a powerhouse year in and year out.
Well, just one look at what his athlete here tells you what kind of young men he produces. Look at the size and the strength and the ability of Rick Steiner. That's a credit to the program right there. That's what we're talking about. You're talking about a 275-pound man that just leapfrogged.
Oh, flying body press. Koko Ware's got the leg grapevine and a near fall. I tell you what, Frank, if folks want to see action like this in their hometown, we can bring it to them, can't we?
We sure can. You know, we got a special thanks to the folks at Bogalusa. Had a real successful show down there. Congratulations to them. Talking about the folks in Okmulgee and Warner and Porter, Oklahoma. We're coming all over the United States to all these nonprofit groups, these very same stars. All they got to do is give us the call. You know the number, Jim.
I sure do. It's 918-366-8000. And be sure that you have an adult call and call between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday through Friday only, please.
That's correct. A little bit of a cheap shot there. You know, I don't think he learned that there at the wrestling program, University of Michigan. That's something he's picked up since he joined the pro ranks. He'll find eventually that those cheap shots don't have their place.
Steiner is so strong in the upper body, as Frank so aptly described earlier in this match. Now look at this. That was a vicious power slam.
It
One,
truly...
two. I tell you, this is a great test for both these fine young athletes. Koko Ware obviously has the advantage on the experience because Steiner is just like into maybe his second year, huh, Frank? Something like that.
I think that's it. I think he just completed his first year and starting his second. He's got that awesome size, but he lacks that experience.
Koko Ware has got it all, though. Now look at him.
Oh, he's wound up, too, and the people are behind him, Jim.
He's smoking, and I said last week he'd do some serious poking. That's what he was doing there. And Steiner, though, caught him with a power slam. But Koko's all the way through. What a maneuver.
Oklahoma hayride out of the power slam. 1, 2, 3, Jim Ross. You haven't seen that in years. Unbelievable.
The Birdman, Koko Ware, flying home to Memphis Friday night. And we'll be back with the Freebirds via Premier Video when we return from this timeout. Nine 918-366-8000. Africa. Brandon. Africa. All right. Yeah, all right. Thanks very much for staying with us, everybody, and now we're going to premiere a new video. It's got a lot of very talented people involved in it. I'm talking about Ricky Medlock, Ricky Phillips, and Jimmy Papa, the drummer of the Bad Street Band. This will be the first single off the new album that the Freebirds are releasing forthcoming in just a few weeks. That album called Rebel Rock. But the song that we're going to hear in this premiere video is The Boys Are Back in Town. All right. Joel, will you make yourself a note to, if it's not too cluttered, to put that phone number when we mentioned it on the screen? Okay, thanks. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Tulsa Convention Center. There you see Cowboy Bill Watts, and it's going to be Terry Taylor. Terry Taylor will be Cowboy Bill Watts' partner against the Freebirds here in the Universal Wrestling Federation. Our next taping, by the way, is this Sunday night in Tulsa at the Fairgrounds Pavilion. At the Pavilion this Sunday night. But there is the big Cowboy. Well, that Tennessee Thumper, Terry Taylor, will be his partner. It's time to get down. Terry Taylor and Cowboy Bill Watts. And new music. We just heard it a few moments ago. The boys are back in town. Michael Hayes and Terry Bam Bam Gordy, and Cowboy is saying, come on down. And Michael Hayes is trying to restrain Bam Bam, who's ready to fight anytime, anywhere. But Michael, I think, there is obviously some hesitation on Michael Hayes' part because of one 300-pound cowboy with a baseball bat. Now he's coming up here. What do you want?
I'm going to tell you right now. I told you before, this guy's a maniac. He's ridiculous. He didn't retire. They forced him out of wrestling. We ain't wrestling. This is the Universal Heavyweight Champion. I'm Michael P.S. Hayes. We are not wrestling this idiot. As long as he's got that ball bat, you can forget it.
I'm sure the referee will take that ball bat away from him, Michael.
No, I ain't going there.
Don't worry about it.
Hey, what's the sport of wrestling coming to, man?
I don't know.
You guys, I'll tell you, you don't have any business up here. You know that.
Hey, get the ball bat.
Hey, Pretty Cindy, come on down.
Bam Bam's ready for action.
Bring Bam Bam. I want to show you where Bam Street really is.
A lot of people here in Tulsa think Bad Street runs right through Bixby. That's where that man's from. Well, I don't like this situation whatsoever.
As long as he's got that bat, he can forget it. This ain't baseball. Who does he think he is? Marshall Dillon?
Come on, man. We'll take that ball bat away from him. Wear his butt out.
Well, Bam Bam wants to... I don't really like this position I'm in here too much at all.
Come on down. You know, you said everybody should do their talking in the ring. Well, it's here. This is Bad Street. This is what you talk about. You said you're so tough with Bam Bam and all the rest of the Freebirds. This is my weak flipper. Bring it on down here.
I ain't going. Get rid of the bat. Get it away from that maniac.
Well, why don't you go take it away from him?
I'll tell you what.
What?
Everybody here, the television audience will see you've got no guts. I don't give a damn where it happens, so you wait there and I'll come.
Well, now, wait a minute. I don't like this at all. Now, wait. This is not the dang gum. This is not the place for any of this stuff. This is, wait a minute.